I just finished the first episodes of Survivor Season 41, and I can't even express how much I miss the show and how much I absolutely love Survivor. Honestly, can't even begin to express how amazing of a show Survivor is. You know, generally when you think about reality TV, you think about kind of mind-numbing stuff where you don't really have to do much thinking. But, you know, usually reality TV is pretty interesting and it's entertaining at the very least, so it's enjoyable. But Survivor takes it on a whole different level. I've been watching for over 10 years now, and I can't believe how happy I feel after watching an episode of Survivor. Not having it for these past 2 years has been pretty sucky, and I almost started to forget how awesome I feel after watching a Survivor episode. I also love talking about it with my friends afterwards. It's just such an interesting show. You know, you really get to see all these different human elements to the show, and there's so much politics, strategizing, things that you don't really see in other reality TV shows, and it really makes an entirely different experience where there's a lot more thinking going on. And even though we only see a fraction of what the actual players have to go through, it's very thought-provoking about how would you approach this situation, how would you approach that situation, and what would you do if you were in their shoes. So I feel like when you're watching Survivor, you actually have to use your brain a lot, and it's just interesting to see what happens. If you really like things like Game of Thrones, then I think Survivor also would really appeal to you because it's got all this backstabbing and alliance forming, and so in that sense it's very interesting too. But then you also really get to form connections with these players because you learn about their backstories, and I think Survivor's been doing a really, really good job with that in recent seasons. You know, picking interesting people to go on the show, but also really delving into their backstories and why they wanted to go on the show and things like that. I think this season in particular, season 41, has been doing a really, really good job with all of the mix-ups and kind of surprises that they've been filling in. All this element of risk versus benefit has really, they've been really refining it over the past few seasons, and I feel like, before sometimes it felt like things were unfair, or just kind of messily thrown in there to throw the players off, but I feel like it's getting better and better every year, and I really like what they've done, at least what I've seen in these first two episodes. The greatest thing about all of these mix-ups that Survivor has been throwing in is it really forces the players to adapt on the fly, and you have to see how they respond to new situations. And they can't have a solid strategy just going in and just try and rely on that strategy the whole game. They have to constantly be evolving and changing up how they approach things, and sometimes take completely different strategies than they initially intended. So for those reasons, I really, really enjoy Survivor. I really love the changes they've made this season. If you're somebody who's never watched Survivor before, I highly recommend you try it out. I actually got my roommate to watch the first couple episodes with us, and I'm hoping that he will start to enjoy the show as much as I do, because it's definitely one of my most favorite shows of all time, and something that I watch almost religiously. So I'm very excited. I just wanted to make this video to kind of remark on how happy I am that I'm watching Survivor again. It's the first time I've been able to watch Survivor again since starting residency. I've already applied twice. Didn't get called either times, at least from what I know, but I think I'll have to make my third application sometime soon, and I would absolutely love to be on Survivor. I think it'd be really crazy. So we'll see what happens. I'll make another application at some point. But Survivor is seriously just an amazing show. I totally recommend you watch it, and enjoy.